What's up, everyone? This is Ronnie coming to you today with a quick video. I hope it's quick. I hope it doesn't take me that long to talk about 3 mistakes that we've made in our business. These are just 3 things that probably regret mistakes, whatever word you want to use, that we've made in our business, or so on and so forth, that have probably hurt us a little bit in where we are, or cost us money, I should say. But these 3 mistakes. Number 1 is when we started reselling. I started selling on Amazon probably about 6 years ago is how we got started. Maybe a little bit more. I wasn't making videos then, but I was selling on Amazon here and there. Used to do merchant fulfill, mostly video games, as I used to buy a lot of PS4s, PS3s at the time. Sorry, PS3s. A lot of only PS3s. I used to be able to flip them, buy them, and I would split the games up and sell the games on Amazon and sell the consoles back on eBay. And I would do very well. I'd double my money basically by breaking down the system and selling it that way. It's actually not a bad racket for a little while before I started to get into a little bit more reselling and understanding that there was a lot of market money in other niches and stuff like that. But not understanding how an FBA was over merchant fulfill. FBA is when you send the items to Amazon warehouse and they distribute this. Basically, they ship the item for you. They're in control of that item. And merchant fulfill is when basically you fulfill that order. You're a merchant, you fulfill it, and you're sending it out of your house. You have control over it. Now, what Art was probably 6 years ago, people were selling their stuff for a higher margin on FBA because that was the big thing. I didn't totally understand it all that much, and we were into Amazon. We probably doing $20,000-$30,000 a year. I think we did 20,000 our first real year in it, and we could have did a lot better, but I did not really actually understand how FBA worked, and it took me a little while to really get into that whole thing of figuring out how it worked. Nobody really wanted to talk about it, and there really wasn't too many people talking about it. That was part of the thing. Nobody wanted to tell you how to do it, this or that. So it was a lot of learning curve and doing it on your own. Now, FBA is kind of tilted and went back towards a lot of people running away from it because I think an influx of too many people got on it, and a lot of them were bad sells. I was a bad seller myself. I got suspended. I was off the eBay platform for 2 years before a friend at that time helped me get back on. And it's been a very nice income stream I've done since then. I don't know what exactly we've done number wise. I think our best year 60 or 70,000 maybe. I'd have to go back because I don't really pay attention to Amazon as much as we pay attention to eBay. eBay is our main thing. Amazon is a bunch of odd and end stuff. So occasionally we'll get into the retail arbitrage mode and go crazy. But anyway, not understanding how FBA worked at that time 6 years ago was a big thing because that was before the influx of new sellers came around, kind of ruined it to where now we're gated in a whole shitload of categories. You know, because people weren't really even understanding what they were selling, big part of it. And, you know, like I said, I kind of made some mistakes. I made 1 or 2 mistakes that didn't really cost me my account. I had an issue with my account where I got basically ran off the spot by a troll. But, you know, so on and so forth. What are you going to do? But not understanding it caused us, you know, to miss money. We missed that whole fourth quarter thing for a few years because we just didn't understand and never took the time to learn. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, and my wife will fight with me about this still to this day, was our warehouse. We were looking at a storage, what were we looking at? was office. It was office, probably 600 square feet. It was really broken. The two rooms would have worked fine for us. But me thinking, I was like, we were still in contract negotiation with that unit. They ran a credit check and everything like that. And after I got the other unit, she told me everything was good. They took our offer of it. It would have been I think it was $500 or $550 for about 600 square feet of office space. It was up on the second floor. I didn't really care for the second floor. Because anything large, kind of, you couldn't bring up the staircase, so it kind of negates trying to sell certain things out of that unit. So with that being said, sold something on eBay, but sold a backpack. We paid $1. I sold it for 48 plus 10 shipping. But anyway, back to this. So with that whole thing, I didn't know that, I should have got that unit. That was the wife's thing. It had a bathroom. It was really nice. But I went against the grain. My wife's in England on a vacation. I see a warehouse. It's still actually, I think it's still on our Craigslist. It's really kind of funny because they actually asking $250 more. It's changed hands since we had it, which is really odd. They sold it. He sold it really quickly, but the pictures are still the old unit. And this is where we had some issues with this. I'll show you. Forgot how to do a screen share on this thing. But this is our unit, and I wind up going after the warehouse. When the wife is away, I decided that I was gonna rent the warehouse, which became a big thing. Don't do anything without your business partner. This was our space right here. It was this unit right here, and most people will probably remember that. Had a nice door, large door. It was about 1,100 square feet. That's a terrible picture, but it was broken up into about 800 square feet. 800 square feet of warehouse space at this loft area up here, and in there, that was the office area in the back. Probably about 300 square feet. The problem was this heater did not work properly. It would rain on this roof, and especially right in this area where they replaced the thing. It wasn't replaced properly. Water would get in everywhere up here. A lot of our personal stuff was getting wet that we kept up here. It would leak down into the office. The floor is kind of tilted in the back, so you get water pockets along the wall there. It was just not good. You can see here they kind of have plastic up on the wall. I'm really not sure why. But it's really kind of messed up in a way. The unit never really worked for us. It was something I probably should have never followed. But I did. I think I know better. My wife will fight me to this day. And the heat was an issue. There was no heat in this thing. Had a heater set up. It didn't really work properly. It worked for the warehouse part of it, but I'm not trying to keep anything in the warehouse really cold. I don't care if my clothes are hot or cold. Terrible space. Couldn't be utilized to my vision, and it didn't have a bathroom. You want to talk about a wife that's not happy with a unit having a bathroom? We live about 2-3 minutes away. We don't live very far away. Say 5 minutes. You gotta go through 2 lights, possibly. You get hit for them, you gotta wait. So to use the bathroom, you had to wait go home or something like that. It was a pain in the butt. The wife freaking was pissed at me about this. And then in the summertime, it was too hot. It didn't ventilate air very well. You'd have a fan. You'd put the fan on. The fan would blow the papers that you were doing in the way. If you were taking photographs, it's blowing the backdrop and everything all over the place. It was a terrible idea. So between the water and the rain, and if it snowed, we got the same issue. Snowed. Is snowed even a word? Snow. When we had snow. Is that proper? When we had snow, it would cause an issue. And then the heat and then the air. But we had space. We had plenty of space. That space, I really liked that space. And we had a chance to buy it. I think it sold for he was selling the 2 units. There was another unit next to ours, and at one time, we even thought about renting both of them. But space like that here is very, I think they were asking, like, 225 a unit. So you're looking at $450, I mean, 450,000, and it doesn't make any sense to kinda rent a unit for that or buy a unit for that kind of money. It's crazy. We live in a part of the country where retail space is very expensive. That space was very cheap, and there was a reason why, because of that. It was 750 a month, and then we had to pay utilities and another thing. And that's another thing. Freaking sign up for business internet. They put you into a contract for like 2 or 3 years. It's $100 a month. Oh, terrible. I didn't fully understand. If we could have done it all over again, I probably would have went with the office space, or maybe I would have held and waited out for a better space. We're actually looking at spaces again because we probably got 6 to 9 months before our plan to travel comes around. We've looked at other space of recently, and you never know when we might get another space, just for a little while to hold us over. But renting the wrong space for us, I mean, it hurt us probably a different way. You're spending money for a space that doesn't work for you. That part wasn't really that big of a deal, because most months when we had that space, we were bringing in 15 to 20,000 between eBay and Amazon and private Craigslist and stuff like that. So we really wasn't. It didn't really affect us anyway that way, and it helped us make that money. But when we had to leave, the time and effort of moving stuff around, getting rid of inventory because you just don't have the space. Also now, you're cutting out a huge lot of this stuff that just wasn't selling. And I stuck with a lot of it because we had the space for it. It was like, it sells in a year, it sells in a year, forget it. But that was the other one. Was the warehouse. Renting the wrong space was a disaster. And then you have the wife pissed off at you that you get her space when she's away. If you're doing this business together as a couple and you're doing the hustle, make sure you always talk to your business partner and every idea. Number 3 was, yeah, I burnt myself. You like that? Could have blessed her. But was probably one of our probably biggest mistakes was coming into this at the wrong time. We did not plan to go full time. When we did, we both decided that we were going to go full time at the same time, not by treat. I was hoping to work at my job another year or two. I really wasn't in no rush to quit working, but I kept on getting in issues with the guy I worked with, my buddy. You know, he was a good friend for 16 years. I worked with him. But when you work in a family restaurant, everybody around you, worked at 2 restaurants, one in the summer, one was year round. One was for my best friend, one was good friends. Over time, you work with people, you know. But the issue was when you're working with somebody for 16 years, you tend to start to nitpick about all little different things. Things start to get pushed onto you that maybe wouldn't be an issue otherwise. All of a sudden, it's people are more freely, and things went downhill like so fast. And I think part of it was because I had to back up. I knew I could sell on eBay and Amazon. We were already at that point. We were already doing this like 2.5 years. We were close to part time. I think we did well over 100, not well over 100, but like 120 or something like that. Part time. So it wasn't on eBay and Amazon. So it wasn't like no craziness. Like we wouldn't think like we couldn't do it, but we didn't have enough money saved, and that was the thing. I think we had about 15,000 at the time saved. I wanted more, around 50. I'm working another year and a half, 2 years, probably would have got us there easily. And it would have made us so easier to buy a house at the time. We decided to quit our jobs and then realize how hard it was when we went back to talk to the mortgage person about buying a house. And then we had to wait 2 years because They want to see you with income from your business. So it was a whole disaster. Not picking the right time. I got hot headed. I left my job. I just walked out one day. Apron went flying, and I was done with it. I moved on and took a 5 week vacation in the Dominican Republic, which was probably not the best thing to do because of that a lot of that money we saved, a lot of money we spent. We went to Las Serenas, spent some days there, and you're spending the money on hotels, you're spending money on food, eating out a lot, rental cars. Then we were over near then I can't think of the Pantanales. It's the border with Haiti, but it's very beautiful over there. We were over there. We went to up in the mountains, Costanza, and everything like that. So we went and did a lot of travel. We spent a lot of money. And then when we came back, we were kind of like, what happened to that bank account? That bank account was looking a lot better. And when you're away for 5 weeks, we didn't keep our eBay listings on or anything like that. We were on vacation basically for 5 weeks, so we didn't even think about that. So lost income, this and that. So sometimes if you have the idea and the ability to plan out before to go full time, it's better instead of just going at it and going in full time. Sometimes you have to go back and you have to dig that money up or figure it out because it works so much better when you have money to constantly grow your business. We're not we're constantly growing and we're constantly selling on different platforms and selling different things to where clothing is not even our biggest money maker anymore. So that's the evolution and the moving about selling too, that you get into different niches and different things that you enjoy and just keep going and just have fun with it. But that was 3 mistakes we've had. Like I said, number one, if I did FBA earlier and probably understood retail arbitrage a little bit better, would have been good. Number two was, don't rent a warehouse just because it's a warehouse. Just like you get the shiny object to think like, oh, warehouse. Not realizing all the bad things. Like, yeah, warehouse would have been good. Warehouse would have been great, but there was a lot of things that were overlooked because of that warehouse that I didn't think about later on, like bathroom and holy cow, the water issues and the heat and the air conditioning sucked. And not realizing that he was gonna wanting to sell it too later on. Like I didn't know that part either. I wish I knew that. And number three was what was number three? Oh yeah, just making sure you have enough money carried over and have fun. Not because it gives you that sense of not being stressed. You have a bad month or something like that, and money does become an issue with reselling. I know for us, we have 2 households we have to pay for, brand new truck. Expenses catch up to you. We live in a very expensive part of the country, so a few bad months. And if I had a lot of money out and some other things going on, I could feel the pinch a little bit. But we're blessed. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. But there you go. Have a good day.